So much of what you're talking about already, it could be describing just about any organization at times, communication, relationship, things like that. This podcast is geared towards Christian school educators, and we want to focus on solutions, obviously from a biblical worldview. What would you say are some biblical principles that we should consider as we look at relationships between, let's say, teachers and admins? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think we have to realize that conflict is a reality, and conflict's going to happen. I mean, we even see in Galatians 2, I think I've got it here, where Peter and Paul had conflict. And so as humans, we're going to have conflict. And it's going to come down to how are we going to handle that conflict when it happens. But I also know that Proverbs teaches us that a lot of our conflict, and I mentioned this earlier, comes because of pride or arrogance. None of us like correction. None of us like to be wrong. And as leaders, we have to be really careful in how we communicate things and how we treat people, because everything that we do is looked at very carefully. But we have to watch for pride, because that is the source of a lot of our issues. But in Psalm 133, it talks about how unity, it's so pleasant when brothers dwell together in unity. And so when there is teamwork, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, right? I mean, that's kind of a cliche saying, but it's so true. When we're working together, it is a beautiful thing to behold. And that just improves the culture of our school and our organization. And it makes it a place where students want to come and learn and where families want to be. And that's super important, because if there's conflict between staff members on a consistent basis, that's gonna make for a very difficult learning environment. And then I think in Ephesians 5, Scripture talks about submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. So we are to submit to one another as Christians. And even as leaders, we need to be willing to sometimes submit our way of doing things or our thoughts to our teachers. And we better be willing to do that and have enough humility to do that.
Yeah. Like how you said, it's not, if conflict comes, conflict will come. That's how it is working with people. But
100%.
Great. And I love the idea of, we just got to keep watching our pride. And sometimes, we can think as administrators, I'm the leader of this, this is what I want to do. But, humbly looking at other people's thoughts and input and what's best for the group. Yeah, just so many things play into that. But those are great admonitions. I appreciate the scripture you brought into that too.